Sledge, he fucking got worked up after we talked about that last time.
I know, he messaged me about it.
Which is a good thing. We're trying to spread taint awareness around here.
Yeah, that's
the big taint.
My brother texted me too, and he was like, "How long is your taint?"
Did he send a picture?
I've done the
what's your
measurement? He was like, "Mine is 3 inches." He had his girlfriend help him measure, which I feel like that would be an awkward conversation.
Maddie was about to measure mine, but then I was like, "Babe, think about it," and she was like, "Oh, it's definitely 3 inches."
Yeah, she's had her eye on it.
She's had to lick that thing once or twice before.
No, but for it to be the 2-inch range.
Yeah. I mean 2 inches is.
It's like your thumb.
2 of those.
I mean, you're nearly every time you'd wipe your ass, you're smacking your balls if you did that. So you'd know if it's that close.
But who out there has short taint?
I think you can just tell by looking at him.
Yeah, you're right. The estrogen probably feeds off of it.
You're right. Damn.
That's funny.
Anyways, what's up?
Oh shit!
What's up, boys?
This computer.
Not too much. As a reminder, for those of you that shared the show that also may have ignored you, let them know. But if you share the show, get a free coaster.
Yes, please. If I haven't sent you one yet, holler at me. I think I've sent them all out. I've sent out at least 3 so far. I'm not sure if I know I got more than that actually, and I've forgotten. So my bad, y'all.
Hey,
just hit me up.
Okay.
Yeah,
support the show.
You've had a rough week, I feel like.
Well, yeah.
We'll go into that. Let's crack
we can go into
these,
that. Let's go.
We got some,
before we start spilling.
Got some rain today, energy drink, and this one's the cherry limeade, which we were trying to have a while ago, but we didn't have it. But Griffin posted, was it yesterday? He got the white gummy bear, and
I forgot how good that was.
Yeah, that one's really good.
We went on a hunt for that technically, but found these instead.
So I don't think this is much different than Bang's Cherry Blade. Same thing, right?
Which I'm a big
I've
fan
never had it. This is good.
It is. I feel like I would like this out on a boat or something in the summer.
Definitely a summertime kind of drink.
I kind of like it. Oh fuck! I kind of like it on the All or Nothing show.
Yeah. Hey,
you're right
I
where
like
you
that.
need to be.
Fuck with that.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
So what's up, boys? It's Monday.
So
go ahead.
should we dive into anything sample related?
Yes, we should.
Clickbait.
So, samples.
Yeah, should we hold up the
Where are they? They're over there.
New product.
And so we got some samples of a new product, like a totally new product to the line of GymFlo. Something we've maybe done in the past, but sort of let fade off because of other.
Yeah.
Remastered. It's revamped.
like those Disney things where they're released from the vault.
Remastered, yeah.
It's like if you
Blu-ray.
thought the old Overcome to the new Overcome was a big jump.
This
this.
Yeah.
Fucking, we're going to places unknown.
Yeah.
But we did get in 2 samples, 2 different flavors as well of these samples, and we've all tried them so far, I think, right?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I need to be in a better mindset to try them myself, but I did enjoy the performance on the second day. The first day, I was just out of it completely.
I
Second
felt
day,
like performance was certainly there.
yeah.
I mean, I definitely noticed. Well, I guess we can't dive into the effects too much because it would kind of give it away.
I don't really care.
The other day
I mean,
scratched
you know what?
Show. You know what? The true supporters listen to the show.
If you listen to the show, you
to
get
know.
the scoop.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
You're a ride or
So,
die.
I had phenomenal pumps on this thing.
Yeah.
I was definitely more veiny. I felt stronger. And I will say, not really related to energy-wise, but normally on my chest and back days, I'll take a carbohydrate product that has some pump ingredients too during the workout because usually in my back workout, I could just get exhausted midway through. But I didn't take that just so I had a decent control. And I felt like maybe it's just mood and energy overall, but it could be pumps and sodium. But carried me through the whole workout. I didn't feel like I, dragged on too much. So it could be some of the focus ingredients, right, too. So, but great performance on it. I thought the first flavor definitely needed some work. Might get scrapped. We'll see. The second flavor, I really think y'all need to give it another try. I talked to him about it, though. He, based off previous history, isn't a fan of that kind of flavor in general.
Which I told Austin that the more, well, I can kind of just describe a syrupy sweet. I usually more vibrant, like the Green Monster or lime. So
yeah,
that's just my only qualm. It's maybe dry scooping would make the
you know what?
experience different.
I'm actually not in favor of this guy at all, so I don't.
For this reason, you're out.
You're out. So, but I've tried both flavors so far. I did like the second flavor better, and I know this is tough to wrap your head around because we're just saying, oh, this flavor, that flavor, but they're both totally different.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because it could. Maybe I try it again. I could fall in love. Yeah. We'll see. And maybe it would be.
We're always very critical on that first try. Too.
Yes.
I feel like on every product, think back to like lemonade or other things like that. When we first tried the one that we went with, we were all like, could it be better? And then after we tried it again, it was a winner.
Yeah. And that's the name of the game with this. You just can't settle for the first one. It's just you just got to realize, which sucks, because I think what didn't help my mood the first time I tried it is because the flavor sucked that bad. There I was like, fuck. Yeah. I just realized how much time that puts us behind, which is okay, but at the same time, I want things quicker. But it's just like, fuck, that puts us like another month, 2 months behind.
But I thought the second flavor had potential. It just really depends what you're into as far as flavors. But I guess we'll see once you try it again. But at least the formula's good. To me, that's the hard part. It's like, make sure you actually feel it and that it works. Yeah. Because last time we were trying to formulate this product, I feel like I didn't really notice it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was one of those things I feel like, sorry, Brock.
No, but, you're fine, yeah.
When we tried it the last time, I'm going to turn the sound on.
Yeah, fuck that thing. Why does it keep popping up?
When we tried it the last time, I feel like you shouldn't have to wonder if that product is... oh, well, is it working? Is it not working? Like, is this just like, my meal kicking in or something like that? So it is nice. I feel like all of us have probably felt that this is like something that, you immediately feel.
Yeah.
And I noticed that too, even just picking up dumbbells. Like after I started getting into it, I was like, my arms are looking crazy.
Yeah, my forearms got pumped just on bench press. So nice.
It's definitely something I feel like, kind of forget what I was about to say, but compared to the last one, I don't exactly remember what the main differences is, and you can probably elaborate more on that, but I wanted to ask for this, are we waiting on that third flavor?
No,
I didn't ask you that on the show.
They aren't going to send it. No, he said let me know with these two that they sent, move forward. He said he was lucky enough to get these in front of the rest of them, so it could still be like another, like, just
Yeah.
So we're not waiting on that at all.
Sticky situation.
Yeah. But something to work off of and improve and maybe get some ideas. Things that we can talk a little bit more after. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, I did notice this the second day I took it. First day, like I said, I was out of my mind. But
people were talking. It was busy.
Yeah. It was busy. I noticed veins that I usually never notice in like certain places.
The forehead.
The forehead. Them dig veins or not. I'm just kidding. But like I had like veins that were wrapped around the back of my arm and like through my like trap and shit that I saw. I just had my shirt like tucked down. I was like, holy shit.
Now that you mention it, I did have more veinage on Saturday because I was finishing my back workout and I noticed usually I'll have like a bicep vein leads up to the shoulder.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can get a little bit of a chest vein. But they were almost merging. They were connecting. And I was like, oh,
the final stone.
I was like, oh, shit.
The floodgates.
Like, you can't stop me now.
Dang.
Yeah. But I'm excited because this would be a great...
gonna hit.
It's going to be a great product for everybody.
Yeah. And the best thing is, which I've always been excited about, is maybe people finding out what their favorite like ratio is of things. That I know that some days I feel like I love to get soul all or nothing. Some days I feel like I might blend the two. Some days it might be like one and then overcome.
Yeah, there's like three ways to do things.
It's nice to at least feel like you can kind of have that trifecta depending on what you're doing that day.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a great product for, like I said, anybody, somebody that wants to work out super late.
Yeah.
Or just somebody that can't handle a bunch of stimulants. It's
or just wants to level up that pre-workout feeling.
You just want to look huge. That's all.
Huge.
What other goal do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Huge.
Yeah. Just want to be jacked and tan.
But you tried that a little bit today. I didn't want to not say waste a sample on a leg day, but most of the time.
No, I normally wouldn't take it on a leg day, but since we were talking about it, and I was like, fuck it.
Did y'all mix again?
I mixed it. I did 10
Second
ounces.
Flavor?
I offered him a sip, and he wasn't feeling the COVID vibes from my mouth.
Well, no, I want to try it like fresh and not like in the middle of a workout. I just want to be able to like sip it and see what the fuck happens.
True.
But plus, you probably had some warm ass water or something.
No, it's cold. No?
Well,
we trained together today, which was we were trying to do this last Friday, and I don't know when the first one will be up. It probably won't be for a few weeks because just like timing wise, want to build up some stuff. But I think bi-weekly, meaning twice a month. There will be GymFlo training videos dropping that are basically going to be workouts that you can kind of see kind of how we train or how Griffin trains or other athletes and things like that. get a feel for not just the workout, but also tips in the workout, like how what do we do on a lying leg curl, what are we doing on a bicep curl to kind of level up the movement.
What are you doing on calf freeze?
Well,
we explicitly did not train calves.
He even said, like,
I got excited when y'all were at the leg curl because I was like, oh, Austin showed me that the leg curl could be a seated calf.
He even mentioned during the leg curl to make sure you do not activate your calves.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah,
we want them as small and flaccid as possible.
Yeah, we want those things just hanging
and loose.
Yeah, we want plastic calves.
So I still have to train calves today.
Yeah.
Make sure I film that for you.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
that's the
add-on.
The add-on.
Well, I know y'all were saying the other day when y'all tried it that it felt a little bit like you were kind of in, kind of out of your own workout, but y'all were doing different stuff.
That's right.
You?
Yeah.
How did it feel today?
Harder to do.
Oh, much smoother because I used that time to film, or he did, vice versa, as your rest.
Yeah.
With other things, I'm focused. I'm doing pull downs while he's doing legs. I'm like, all right, is he done? Should I go over there and waste my time to go look at him? Whatever. Waste
it. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't mind, and I think we talked this over, I don't mind following his workout split for a few times or vice versa. It's cool to, I guess, see somebody else go through it on camera as well and be like, damn, that was a whoop-ass workout or whatever, But I'm excited for those because hopefully I can give some value to people that maybe are looking something to switch up, add into their routine, and why
I love
we
to just create more content. You know, we got the show. I feel like I want to get more skits going.
Yep.
But
and that's the biggest thing I feel like, at least fitnessy wise. Like before we moved into the gym, I know you still film your workouts and stuff, but I feel like we made more of an effort to like, hey, let's go record this kind of workout or something like that. Or back in the days when we would work out at Gold's and then like I'd record a few different exercises for you to post. But I feel like maybe it's just because we're here all the time, but like we haven't really prioritized that beyond just like, filming a swipe or something like that to just keep it on the tripod. So it would be fun to like actually have some camaraderie or like some good like planned kind of content too going forward.
100%. Especially now that Griffin, you're switching over to my split.
That's true.
Yeah, because he a lot of the people he admires, he was like, oh shit, they follow chest and back, shoulder, arm, leg too.
I kind of want to, but
I feel like it's the best split because you get
everything work twice. I get it.
Twice.
The only thing I feel like is you need to figure out, because I was telling him the other day, like when it comes to arms, I like to superset those, but like he does, I feel like chest and back would probably be separate. But I don't know like.
Yeah,
what would be best as far as doing one straight and then going into the other, or like trading off like exercise by exercise?
I like going all straight because I feel like you're gonna get the best pump. Straight everything. You're gonna get the best pump, and it's kind of like, you can just focus on that muscle, and then it's almost like you're doing two workouts like separately, where it's like, okay, you can have like almost like a 5-minute break, reset your mind, get a little water, and then go train back. And I like doing like 4 exercises for both. If I'm really exhausted, maybe 3 on something if it's really good. And then the one thing I told you and what I tell people is basically just like arms, you kind of want to start with your weaker body part, train that heaviest. So for me, if it's chest or back, I just do chest to start on both workouts just because I feel like I can get a really good pump and workout on my back almost regardless of what I'm doing. So really the harder part to make sure I'm locked in and focused is going to be chest. I always start with chest. Yeah.
Nice. I might try that. I don't know.
I liked it when we first moved in here. We're all going to follow that same program.
Yeah, the day of
and then even a few weeks ago, you were like, I swear we were talking about it. I think you were going to get back on like some kind of like workout regimen. You had your like mobility day, this and that. It lasted like a week and a half.
It lasted, about 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's hard though. I feel like when, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like when it's my own thing, it's not that I don't take it seriously, but I always like kind of second guess of like maybe I should try something else or something like that.
And I was sticking to obviously working out every day, but the mobility and then the rest days, I can't sit. I can't not work out.
Yeah.
Even if my body's like wrecked, I can't not work out.
Well, how you should talk on the cycling you've been doing, the biking.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are your plans with that? What have you been doing?
Just keep going harder and harder. I hate that I'm like so, what do you call that? Like a caveman about it. Just, today I'm just going to do more.
Yeah.
Just going to do more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You must be looking at the wall.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I look at him like,
it's
I give it
subliminal message.
the head tap.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
You got it.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Aftermath.
Received,
Yeah.
confirmed. But so I started off doing almost like 5 miles, 3 to 5 miles every day after a workout, or just randomly before I go home. Just get on there and just try and get a little sweat, which was taking me like 15 minutes when I first started to get about 5 miles on there. And now I'm bumping up to like 8 miles, 10 miles. And
Pushed you to 14 last week.
I went 14. It wasn't bad, dude. I did notice things start to get a little numb with that seat that I'm maybe not comfortable with yet, and maybe the adjustment might not be right.
Yeah, that taint's too long.
Yeah,
or maybe not.
No, it's long. It's long.
Probably
Probably too long.
Yeah, no problems here.
Yeah, everything matches. You know what I'm saying? But I like my feet were getting numb, and it just could be, I was just steadily pushing, whatever. But 14 felt pretty good, and I knocked out in like under 24, 25
You go
minutes.
in Converse, right?
No, I go in the Adidas.
Now I know when Brock does cardio, he listens to like podcasts and stuff. What do you listen to when you're
podcasts
on
usually.
You know what I've been kind of doing is I'll go like, because I typically run out in the back. Typically, I'll run out with a podcast, and then coming back, I'll kind of play certain albums or artists I've downloaded on Spotify.
Well,
So
it
it's a
depends,
mix.
Yeah,
it does
if your
depend.
podcast is short, then but usually the ones I listen to are like 45 an hour, so
Yeah.
I barely break into it with
Yeah.
only doing 25, 30 minutes.
True.
Which is crazy to think that it's not anybody means like running or at that difficulty of running, but like you can knock out, if you wanted to, 14, 15 miles in like 24 minutes. You're like, damn, that wasn't that bad at all. It's pretty quick actually.
Mm-hmm.
So like for bike, I need to be pushing I probably, could eventually start going up, which I will starting this week. But I think today I'm going to aim for probably 10. And then maybe towards the end of the week, try and bump it up to maybe get closer to like 16, 18, something like that. Try and, each week try and add like 2 miles to it or something.
Yeah,
Cardio,
that's a good way. Same principle.
But it feels good. It feels so great on my legs after it. Like I feel like so loose.
Yeah.
And I feel like they almost like recover a little bit better.
Yeah, like the first week, this is how I felt with running, is the first week I was like slow to recover. My body was like, okay, bud, you're doing 2 leg days and you're running this and that, and they get kind of beat down. But then like after a week or two of doing it, you're almost faster at recovering.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, they can handle all this. Like, let's add on more.
And my time's like dramatically gotten cut on my mileage. Like, what takes me 5 miles, which was at first 15-ish, now it takes me like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
I just get on there and crank.
You got to get some cycling shoes. You got to talk to Keith and Michelle about that.
Those that clip in.
Yeah, they'll clip in on there.
And I fucking got the Vipers on and everything.
Yeah, just inside. Yeah.
He's got the water bottle.
Yeah.
He's pumping.
Don't talk to me. I'm in the zone.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Nick Bear?
Yeah.
Got my money shots rag right
Yeah,
here.
that's true. Needs a little wash. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been good. It's something to like at least focus on, and it gets me uncomfortable when I do push the mileage. But also it just helps bring in some cardio because I don't know, running. I don't know if it's for me. I haven't really tried, but right now biking's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say based off your current form, I'd stick to a bike.
So you got lifting and running. You got lifting and biking. So
what you got?
When am I going to be able to put a climbing wall in this back turf room?
Climbing.
Maybe?
It's not as cardio
Lifting
intensive. You need to be a swimmer.
Yeah,
that'd be
but
the
it's like
trifecta.
total body control and balance.
It is
too.
tough. Yeah.
So I feel like it would be fun if all of us went one day. I just would be curious.
Have
to
you
see
seen
how
that
y'all-
fucking where was that at? That
Near,
climbing joint.
Yeah, near that masked Nazi place.
Yeah, dude, they were horrible.
Oh,
I forgot what road
that's
that's
called.
off of.
Triangle Rock Club.
Something like
Huge,
that.
like
yeah.
huge building, right? Tall as shit.
It's pretty good. I like Peak Experience a little bit better, which
Yeah.
is near the
I don't know.
He's picky.
what is that place called?
Score, right?
Yeah. Kind of near like Scott's Edition, where we went to Blanchard's that one day. They've just got a good balance of like what's called bouldering and then like top rope. So the shorter ones you don't need to be roped in, but it's more of like a technical kind of like puzzle as far as the route is very small, but it's really hard at the same time. Whereas the other one is like more of a strength-based kind of thing of like being able to get all the way up. But I feel like you guys would like it, and you'll never feel like a forearm pump or like soreness the next day as much as that. Like holding a pen, opening your car door will just kill you, I feel like. So.
Sarah's brother, he does that a lot. He does like a lot of rock climbing and travels and does it and shit.
Yeah.
But, when we were in Hawaii, he just roped up on this random fucking rock, climbing the side of that hill. We were thousands of feet off the ground. Like,
is her whole family very naturey? Because I feel like she really likes to go to these nature spots. And okay.
I mean, they're from not West Virginia, Western. So like out in the mountains. So that's she used to like outdoor shit, which is cool. I'm cool with it most of the time, but sometimes it gets dragged on. It's like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I need AC.
Some days it's like that, but it's just like, all right, well, I'm done looking at this. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, I don't like things that are just for looking. Like, it's cool to see, but I like doing. Yeah. I don't want to just look.
Yeah.
There are a few things I feel like it would be fun if they weren't so far away, but there's one place I went to 2 years ago called Breaks Interstate, and it's kind of in the very, very almost Virginia, West Virginia, and then I guess that would be like Tennessee, like the trifecta part. But it's this big, almost, you might have seen a picture I showed you, but like a big kind of canyon like the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
But you can kayak down that river, and I feel like that would be a lot of fun to have like almost like the Grand Canyon of Virginia. You get these big like ridges on each side, but it's full of trees, but you can kayak through there. But I feel like I almost want to be like, oh, we should do that, but it's like 5 hours away.
You know what I wish there was more of, and you know there might be some here or there, but at least they're not as abundant or as pretty in other states. But I wish there was more like trails to run on, because for me, like finding a good like at least 10-mile out plus type of like trail to run on is just so hard to come by, because like the one I typically run on and plan to run my marathon on, it's a bike trail. It's Virginia Capitol Trail, and so that one goes for a really long stretch. It's pretty nice. A lot of it's on pavement, so it's not as, I feel like, uncomfortable as running on just sidewalk constantly or things like that. Yeah, this rain's giving me some burps. But I've been having to run like 10 or 12 kind of around where my parents are at now in that area, and a lot of it is sidewalk, a lot of it's up, down, curvy, and it just, you know, it beats up the joints a little bit more. It's a little bit more stressful than I feel like I'd like it, but I'd love to just go on like, you know, a trail, because half the time I can distract myself with just looking at those nature surroundings and things like that. And sometimes I see people like Cameron Haynes or you know, these other big time runners in like Colorado, and I feel like everywhere there's a trail just right outside people's door, and that just goes on forever, and it's like, damn, I'd love to just have something like that, just like right there, you know.
I two things. I follow a few people that live out in Colorado or other places, and they do a lot of like trail runs like that, and it's so cool because it usually is like within 30 minutes from where they live, and so they do it for sunrise, and so it's really cool to see them summit the mountain, you know, after they run like, let's say 5 miles or something like that, and then see the sun come up, and then can still come back before work. And I hate to just say grass is greener, but I'm like, man, if I was out there, I'd be doing that too. But the other thing is, when I used to run cross country, we would run in Poor Farm, that place that we went to take photos, and they have a lot of good trails, but somebody for their senior prank took saran wrap and wrapped it between trees all through the trail before we had a big meet. And so as we were running, everybody would just clothesline themselves because you couldn't see the saran wrap.
Oh shit.
I don't know if they ever found out who did it, but it was a good prank.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I remember there was a prank. This was years before I graduated. I feel like it was like 2009 or early like 2010s, but at Godwin, and they put like baby oil or something all on the floors, and so people were fucking sliding everywhere and like hitting their head and falling down. And I think the kids got not arrested, but they got like expelled. And they got in big trouble. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because now the way that the pranks work now is it's like they got to get approved. It's like, then it's not a prank then. No. If it's approved by the admin, it's not a prank.
It's probably not good.
So either just don't do it at all, or like just grow a pair and like do it if you're going to do it at all, you know?
Someone from my school went to Deep Run for their prank and dug up the football field and then put a bunch of like roadkill in it. So there's like some sort of sadistic stuff.
That's a little fucked up.
There's levels to that.
Yeah, it's a little sick.
I know.
Damn.
All right, so I want to dive into some questions because I feel like I only got 2, but they're really good ones. So this first one from my boy John Benjamin: if you could live the life of Arnold or The Rock in their prime, whose life do you want? And so let me kind of set the scene for this. The Rock's prime, you could really argue a lot of things. In a lot of ways, he's like most recognized now or like a few years ago. In a lot of ways, he had his peak at WWE. And then in a lot of ways, he had, I think what would most people would say his prime, kind of like those early 2000s where he's in like a lot of these movies. He's in the Tooth Fairy. He's in like all these things. And, you know, he's also been rated like the sexiest man alive. So that's like what I'm thinking for The Rock. Arnold's prime, I feel like, has to be, I guess, post-Olympia movie era, I would guess. And so it's tough to me because you have Arnold who has, it's like I told you when I was rewatching Pumping Iron, I feel like when you watch that movie and just look at the time period, I feel like he could have any girl he wanted. All the guys like gawked over him too and were like, this guy's just like a god amongst men. And, you know, he's just making movies, lifting weights, just living it up, I feel like. And then The Rock, I mean, he's jacked, he's tan, he's bald, he's got plenty of money. He's got the same thing. I mean, any woman would love to be with him. So it's tough, man. I feel like just because it's more modern, I'd probably go The Rock. He's just a little bit more like, I guess, burly in a sense. Maybe not as aesthetic for sure, but I'd probably go The Rock in his prime. It's tough, though.
I would do The Rock. Like, I mean, yes, I want a little bit of both, but I'd have to go Rock.
One thing I got to be the contrarian.
Yeah, I know you would. You can't
I would say
I want to be like
Arnold.
Dad.
Yeah, but the biggest thing, there are two reasons I would say this. One is you can't deny that between the two, Arnold is known as like the greatest of what he created and that brought bodybuilding to that next level or to like a world renowned kind of thing.
He's more of a legend.
Everybody, you know, I want to look like Arnold or something like that. And I do think that The Rock is great and has so many different assets between the energy drink and the tequila thing and the Bulls contract or whatever he does with his branding
production.
or whatever. Yeah, movie production, the $7 thing. I think he's making his own Olympia kind of thing or whatever that is. But I think that he's got so much going for him. But I think that sometimes to just be renowned, especially when something was in its infancy, but then to just be hailed as kind of the best of the time is something really important.
Yeah.
And then also the biggest thing I would say too is, because Austin and I sometimes watch some clips from Pumping Iron back here, I think the difference in generations, like nowadays you have so much social media and I'm sure that helps The Rock to get more famous and stuff. But back then I feel like, you know, if you were Arnold filming movies, you're all on location, like it's shot on film or like, back then, you know, bodybuilding, you're just out in the California, like in the sun or like, I don't know, just a lot more seemed like real and like in the moment. And, you know, when they're having those house parties and doing the like dances and stuff, I feel like, you know, no phone in sight sort of thing, you know, don't you ever wish you could go back? But it's almost one of those things where I feel like back then, I can only imagine like what that would have been like to just, you know, be on a set for a photo shoot for a magazine or like go to expos and talk to people that, you know, drive to wait in line for you versus just like having things be more so through Instagram or, you know, social media related.
Who would you rather be the president, Arnold or The Rock?
I don't know if
I feel like
The Rock they're both jabronis.
The Rock
now.
would fuck as president, dude. I feel like he's just this strong, like, I mean, he trains hard too. Like he's just as, I mean, in a different way, just as legit as Arnold in training, but like he trains intense. Like he's legit. I mean, like he works.
Imagine too on the world stage, you know, different world leaders. You have like Cuck, Trudeau,
Yeah.
and like imagine The Rock just like pushing him aside,
shaking
and,
his
like,
hand, probably
dwarfing him. Yeah.
And
He
he's
can
like,
just,
he's like
pick
6'3",
someone
like
up.
240, 260.
So,
Yeah. And I feel like he'd be a fair dude. Like,
Yeah.
even though everything might not agree on some of his stances, like, I feel like he would overall just be a fair dude.
Yeah.
And then when he hits you with that smile, you'd be like,
all right, fuck
Yeah.
it. All right.
You get
Yeah,
weak
you're
in the
right.
knees.
You're right.
all right, the other questions from our boy Gino.
Thanks. Gino carries the show.
He
by the
does
way.
carry the
Which,
show.
by the
Shout
way,
out
by the
Gino.
way, I was like, dude,
Shout out
we got to
Gino.
get him a
questions
we gotta
every
get him a
week.
coaster
We
for
have to get him a
sure.
coaster and some
Come on.
samples or something. Yeah.
Thank you, dude.
Anyway, he asked an interesting one, and y'all can kind of lead this conversation. Do you think the bodybuilding industry glorifies suffering? Do you think this should change?
Glorify suffering.
I guess in a sense of like glorifying the hard amounts of dieting or, you know, a lot of cardio and just dreading basically like strictness on meals, like that kind of lifestyle to where it's like all discipline, no enjoyment in a way.
Yeah, and that you're better because you're sacrificing sort of thing.
Well, I mean, to be great at anything, you got to sacrifice and like suffer. Great football player, or great wrestler, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think if you're, this probably doesn't answer the question, but you know, if your perspective is that it's what did it say, suffering? Like if your perspective is that way, it's maybe not for you. Like you should be it should be almost like I'm investing into something.
Yeah,
you know, I'm investing into my body or into a future or into whatever goal instead of I got to suffer for this. So maybe it's not for you.
And that's the biggest thing. I think that sometimes like our own maybe personal philosophy is different from the industry itself. But like for me, I always feel like, you know, this is something that's going to make me better. Maybe accepting that it sucks or like certain conditions. Sometimes it's you're tired, it's cold, it's dark. But I think sometimes just knowing, you know, this is what needs to be done, but then trying to find the way that makes it the most enjoyable is the way that kind of gives you the most longevity.
I'll say two things. One is I was talking to my friend the other day. We were talking about how I just feel like almost every person who's successful or ran a business or whatever has almost always had either a transformation through exercise or at least exercises regularly, whether it be running, lifting, or whatever. I feel like they have that consistent hardship, or if you want to call it suffering, but that consistent adversity that they're putting themselves through to kind of better themselves. I just feel like that's a consistent thing that like a lot of successful people work out, and I don't think it's by chance. The other thing is it's kind of like we were talking about yesterday, is I feel like a lot of people are just dreading like working out, and it's like if every workout for you is, oh, today I had to push through, or oh, today I didn't feel like coming today, but I came anyway. If that's like every workout, then you got to find something else that like makes you happy during exercise or something, because if it's just like pulling teeth every day to work out, then whatever you're doing just, it shouldn't be that way. Now, I mean, you don't have to like love it.
No.
But, I mean, there's got to be some other aspect, or maybe it's some mindset switch that you can do, because if every workout...
I think it should be a mindset. Probably a mindset.
It's got to be a mindset thing.
It's the way you're looking at it. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that crazy sometimes how you can be doing the same things, but just something shifts in your mind and it makes or breaks
That's
the
how I feel in the
experience.
morning. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like thinking about the work I got to do, and I'm like, damn, like not really looking forward to today. I've been telling myself all week, Wednesday's going to be a busy day. But then if I can just think about it for a minute, I'm like, damn, I'm already like fucking up this day. Let me just be like excited for this. Oh, I get to do this. I get to do this workout. Oh, I can't wait to run, these miles. Okay, it actually like, makes me feel a little bit better. Just kind of like that quick 20-second thought,
Yeah. When I used to work out really early in the morning, before like training people or like during school and stuff, it would be, well, I get the dopamine rush because I get to try some all or nothing before I hit the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. I feel like even though it's going to be tough, or like it's kind of out of your comfort zone, it feels good to intentionally wake up and not just like, oh, I have to get ready for work. It feels good to wake up and know that, oh, this is something that's going to make me better. This is something that's like personal to me that I can work on and improve on. And like, I don't know, it would make me like, whereas I normally, if I have to go to work, let a few alarms roll by, like just wait till, okay, I can make it out of the door in 15 minutes. So like, let me just like wait as long as I can. But I feel like when I'm going to lift, I'm like, every minute I'm like dilly-dallying is a minute that I'm like taking off of my workout sort of thing. So it feels good. I feel like when you can, I don't know, make your mindset right about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. I pulled teeth like, let's say this morning, even though I hit you up last night, I was like, yeah, I was fired up. I was like, yeah, we're going to knock this training out together. Had all my meals on check and everything, and I woke up at 3:45 with my first alarm. I was like, fuck. And I ain't going to lie.
I was considering, I was like, I don't know if Austin's going to make it.
I ain't going to lie. I did hit snooze once.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Woke up a little bit later.
Jocko's
did snooze once.
Somewhere Jocko punched drywall.
Yeah.
He didn't know why.
I did get up, though. I ate, and I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to knock it out. And on the way up here, I was like, damn.
Started crying.
Well, no, I like, that mindset switched to where I was like, damn, I'm so glad I made it out the door. Like,
I put on Time by Hans. And
yeah.
I don't know what that is. But the sun was coming up. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to like beat the day already, Like it was good. But I mean, it happens to me. So it's not weird for anybody to feel that way. It's just like, you have little fucking
So to wrap up the conversation, I don't think bodybuilding glorifies suffering, but I think what many would call suffering is really discipline disguised. And I think just like anything, any characteristic, it can be taken to an extreme. And, it's not always right. Like you said, it's not always right for the, everybody. One thing I did want to touch on real quick, because I confessed to you in a way. So we talked on last podcast, if you listened, about whether setting goals is important or setting certain deadlines and stuff, because I was basically explaining I think it is important, because otherwise, you can easily cut yourself some slack and say, oh, well, I'll knock that goal out next month or later this year, and you kind of keep putting it off. And so one thing that I've been doing the past 6 weeks is dieting down, cutting. I'm trying to go from basically 200 to 180. Done it a million times, but it's been a while since I've dieted down. And so, I was taking my time with it. But the thing I did was I didn't have an exact number of weeks or deadline or day. And because of that, I feel like I've given myself too much slack here or there, as far as like, oh, I'll eat a little bit extra this day, or I slipped up on this. We had Chick-fil-A, but I'm tracking that more accurately. I'm just being a lot more on it. I'm dropping my calories a little bit harder than I was at the beginning and being more intentful, and trying to give myself more set weeks and more of a deadline, because I was just like we were talking about in the last podcast, it leads to like a little bit of slacking off. So I want to hold myself accountable, do what I talk about, because that's a big thing too. I feel like a lot of what goes through my mind sometimes when I'm doing some of these harder things is I'm like, damn, I talk about this shit all the time on my Instagram, on the podcast, and my YouTube videos about hard work and doing what you do doing what you need to do when you don't feel like it. So anytime I hear any bit of my inner bitch, I'm like, am I gonna be that phony dude on Instagram who doesn't practice what they preach?
That's the biggest thing sometimes is I feel like, I don't know about y'all, but it's easy sometimes to sniff out when somebody's inauthentic in that way. I feel like on social media, you can tell if somebody's putting up a front almost with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was maybe Frank McGrath, or it's probably an older kind of quote, but just the work hard in silence, let your results speak for you sort of thing, that I always feel like, for all these people that talk about the grind or how hard this stuff is, or, how tough they are with doing this stuff, it's like, you can kind of just see it. You don't need to talk about it all the time.
I was thinking about that.
Through someone.
It was either this morning, yesterday morning too, because so many people just flaunt either progress or success on Instagram, which it is what it is. A lot of Instagram is that, but I was thinking about myself and progress I make here or there, and like you said, like I just think at the end of the day, when people see the marathon complete, when they see how many members are at the gym, or they see new machines we bought, that speaks for itself. I don't need to tell you how much revenue we've bought in, how big we're doing, how much progress I'm making. Constantly hit you with that, or talk about how many hours I'm putting in, or this or that. The results will speak for itself when you see upgrades at the gym, you see upgrades at GymFlo, when you see new products coming out. Clearly, something's going in the right direction. Yeah. Hard work's being done. Things don't just appear out of thin air. So
yeah.
And at the end of the day, like everybody's got their own shit going on. Do they really? I mean, nobody's making you do anything. Like nobody's making you work this amount of time or build this, do that, do this show, or have goals. Yeah. At the end of the day, it should be for you. So like, nobody really cares if you do post about it or don't. It's only up to you to like put the result or put the work in to get that result. If it is for you.
Yeah,
100%. You got some questions.
Yes, I
do.
You
actually got the most.
Yeah,
I did.
Awesome.
You won this week.
MVP, yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of the guy.
I'm in third.
Let's see. They find
run
these
to the
bitches.
litter.
I know. Redhead
So,
stepchild.
First one is not a question.
Oh, it's
not a question, but this needs to be the intro to all shows, which is the video you put together for the stories. Which
I do like it. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's a nice switch up.
My client liked it too.
Yeah. And then next one on the same topic as Griffin. Who's the pug That's who we really want to know.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know the pug, you don't know Griffin.
Yeah. If you don't know the pug, also you don't go to Iron Build.
That's very true. Yeah. So you need to fix that first, and then come back to us.
Pug's pretty cool though. He likes to nap.
Roomba when he
does.
In here.
Comes in here and sniffs every single thing out. How do you season your chicken?
Shoes.
I typically season my chicken 2 ways lately, and I usually switch it up every now and then. But I air fry everything that I eat, so that's step number 1. Step number 2, I drizzle a little bit of olive oil onto the chicken so shit sticks to it better, seasoning wise, and usually black pepper, garlic salt, garlic powder, and a little seasoning called Slap Yo Mama. Hey, and that's pretty basic, pretty it. And then I'll add some hot sauces in or sauces after the fact once it's in a meal. But that's pretty much how I season my chicken. Air fry that motherfucker though. It doesn't matter what seasoning you put on it. Just make sure it's air fried.
Maddie Crockpot stuff. I'll let her talk about it. Because
this dude don't cook. This dude don't cook.
No, I cook the
what's
rice.
Chipotle cooks theirs like
ketchup usually is
I can cook a lot of things, but I just let her handle the meat.
Yeah.
I usually will grill it.
Griffin will take 3 hours for one breast.
Nice braise,
gotta marinate on
it. Yeah. The biggest thing I've been liking lately, because I've gone through phases. Back when I first started, I was kind of just like lazy or wanted to get stuff done as much as possible. So I would usually just throw it in the oven plain, 420 minutes, something like that. And it was disgusting. And I would usually do Sweet Baby Ray's or something on top. And then I did crock pot for a while, and I would try to make like a barbecue chicken. But I kind of missed having texture. You get the shredded stuff with rice, you kind of feel like you're eating baby food a lot.
Yeah.
And then lately, especially now that I have a grill and stuff, I've been really liking just grilling it. And with the food thermometer, just getting to the right temperature. But I know you guys kind of like clown me sometimes for my food stuff, but I do get a little bougie as far as what I like to like put together. But I would say especially, just simple lately, but for chicken, I got this really, I don't want to say really nice, but just a nicer like sea salt, like real coarse grain that you like take the pinches of. And it tastes really good. I'll have to bring it for you to eat because I've been eating it out of the bag. Just at home.
Salt loading.
Yeah, putting a lip in. But I've been eating that, and then I got like a pepper grinder, and I forget how good just like fresh cracked pepper is compared to just the shaker. So just that basic stuff, but like just trying to like make it a little more quality has been really nice lately. Yeah, and honestly, I just like that the way it is.
I like it pretty basic too. I guess you could take more time and marinate it and stuff, but like at the end of the day, I just want to get like efficient.
Yeah, and
honestly, I'm all about efficiency.
Sometimes I feel like I dip a toe into like other methods of doing stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll try it this way. Like in the past, I've tried to make like stuff similar to like kava, or I used to make like a Chipotle, same kind of Chipotle's chicken recipe. Yeah. But then, after a week or two, I'm like, I just kind of miss plain, like, there's something about it I feel like that I just don't get tired of sometimes.
Do y'all do breast or tenderloins?
Usually breast, sometimes in the past thighs, but I just feel like I don't get, it's a weird meat to bone ratio.
Yeah, it is.
You don't like bones, so you do boneless wings. Like
you do chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like nuggets.
A cook. Yeah. Chicken nuggets.
Like dinosaur. Yeah.
Can I get a fork with my wings?
Yeah. I don't want to get it on
doesn't want to get on his hands too. Yeah.
Well, the sauce burns me. My lips chap enough already as it is. So usually,
y'all got milk? Do y'all have milk here?
Yeah, I have to run into the Buffalo Wild Wings bathroom.
Yeah.
I brought milk.
Yeah.
Make it stop.
Usually I just start drinking ranch.
He would do that.
He would.
You guys don't know. Restaurant ranch is good.
What else you got?
Right, so I got a couple more. Are you going to get sample packets for GymFlo? Not in the near future, but we do have sample packets that I can make for you, and I can send you some.
I guess they mean like custom for like buy a sample pack.
Like
aren't there logistics to that, like legally with like?
Well, there kind of is. I think it's more so like
you have to get them made and sealed.
For like, I guess liability purposes, you want them made in the facility, so it's like, exactly what how much and what is in the sample packet. You know, and it's made in a facility that's certified by that.
Basically, so liability would be on them.
Yes.
Right now, with the handmade ones, technically you're opening a tub and putting it in.
It could be contaminants in it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do put out samples and orders.
You can trust us.
Yes.
He's a doctor.
Do we look like we'd steer you wrong?
Yeah, guy. So holler at me. You know, I'll send you some samples if you'd like to try anything. Just hit me up in the DMs and I'll get you set up. And maybe that's something I could like. I don't know if I could sell the sample packets, but what I could is maybe like do like a bundle. Like, hey, buy a shaker, get a free sample pack. Because I don't want to. You know, I just the part of like selling them is I think the part that makes it. You know.
It could be a cool thing to tack one to an order, though. I feel.
Well, I
usually
put
throw them in.
Yeah, I usually, if you order from me, you're getting a sample of some sort. So if you want to try something out and you already like what we make, go ahead and buy something. I'll send you.
Exciting packaging.
Yes,
potentially.
Which, by the way, I found another website saves like 15 to 30 cents per box. Same exact website. I feel like the one we were looking at is a middleman.
Oh, fuck.
Because like this other site has the same exact layout.
Same like software?
But cheaper.
Dang.
Same exact software.
Shit.
So I think I found
either
a lower level middleman.
You found the guy.
One. Like eventually we'll find like the straight source.
Pennies on the dollar. We'll find Chinaman.
Yeah, right. If you could only use one gym machine for the rest of your life and all other movements from a barbell,
calf raise.
What would you do?
I would say leg extension.
Oh,
because we could even pull up on a barbell.
That would definitely be my lower body one. Let me think if there's anything upper body that I just couldn't do. I mean, I could do pull-ups with a barbell, barbell rows, chest press, curls. Could do skull crushers. You kind of fuck your wrist, but close grip bench. Yeah. If it's just one machine overall, leg extension. If it's upper body, what would y'all's be?
I'm teetering between pec deck or a lat pull down.
I would say, probably like
I'd say pec deck.
Cable fly, yeah. I don't know if I'd go full pec deck. I like the cables a little bit better, but that would be nice.
And yeah, I'd go leg extension for leg extension or hack squat.
Oh.
Hack squat.
Yeah. Keep dreaming.
Nice.
Keep dreaming.
Hey, he's got a Tesla to buy.
Let's get rid of all the equipment and only have one leg piece. And it's
oh, shit. Squat. Yeah, and then I'll hear people
we can afford a hack squat.
It's sitting in the middle of the gym.
Here's the leg section right here.
Yeah. Y'all wanted one so bad, we consolidated. And
yeah.
Everything else is made out of the pallets out back.
Yeah. So that's it for my questions. Thank y'all for giving me some questions. I appreciate the love.
Yeah, we post them every Sunday.
Yep.
And then I got one, which, come on, people, what the hell are you doing? I've come to you begging every week, and
well, you did take a little while to post.
Down. Yeah, that's true. Which, thank you to Gino. Gino blew up my DM because I hadn't posted yet, so I was thankful to that. But he said, "Do you have any advice for shredding? What are some good low-calorie meal ideas?"
There is a disclaimer that Griffin's. What's the inverse of a hard gainer? No, he is a hard gainer. Like, you stay pretty lean year round.
Yeah, I've always kind of been that way. I just started like really slender and small, so I feel like I've just like my body just naturally kind of reacts well to food anyway. As far as getting shredded though, I mean I can tell you the general consensus, but I feel like there are times that I feel like I eat like crap. There are times I feel like I eat one meal a day. There are times I feel like I eat consistently well, and like I kind of stay pretty similar. It doesn't deviate too much. But I would say, I can't help you with the low-calorie meal ideas because I don't know about y'all, but like ground turkey, mix in some French onion soup mix, make some burgers. We had that for New Year's. That's pretty good and like a good like lean kind of meal idea. I like shrimp with spaghetti squash with a little like red pepper, lemon, garlic on top. Like that's a good low-calorie one. And then one hack that I feel like a lot of people don't think about is, because I don't know about y'all, but especially if I'm trying to like cut or something, I still am kind of a glutton at heart. I like to finish something that's in front of me. Like I like to at least feel like I'm like crushing a big meal. But it's going to sound kind of dumb, but take like a Hidden Valley. They have like a Fiesta Ranch or Spicy Ranch or kind of like French onion dip kind of mix. mix it in with unflavored Greek yogurt instead of like a sour cream, and then cucumbers and carrots, and you can just, finish the whole thing and feel like you're eating chips and dip, but it's all protein.
That's
baby.
gross.
I'd rather not eat.
Yeah, I'd rather
What?
starve.
These are great ideas. You
I'll
guys are
say,
missing out on
first two were good.
gold.
I'll say for low-cal, as far as meats, ground turkey, 93.7, or obviously chicken, are going to be your lowest fat, lowest calorie sources while still being high in protein. Carbs, keep it simple, rice, potatoes. The one thing I will say is find foods that fill you up without being high in calories. Obviously, veggies are a great source. There are certain berries like strawberries. You can eat a ton of them before the calories get high. For me, I noticed that potatoes fill me up like crazy. Like I have some packed today, and it's like 200 calories worth of potatoes will keep me full for like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So finding foods like that digest a little bit slower, that keep you kind of full longer, will definitely do you better versus rice kind of goes through you faster. So it's something to keep in mind and mix in as long as your body digests and tolerates it pretty well. Besides that, you're going to be hungry. To me, I always tell myself like slight hunger throughout the day kind of means, okay, I'm definitely in a deficit. My body is going to lose the weight. So it's like you should be hungry. Yeah. If you can avoid it, good, but you should be hungry, just not starving.
I think my best advice, which is from me, is obviously dodge fats in general from your meals. I mean, obviously you need a certain amount of fats throughout your day.
I wouldn't go under 40 for men.
So since, yes, if you are a natural person, you don't want to probably go under like 35%. That's very, very low, like for cutting. But
if you're on the dark side
and your testosterone is always normal,
you got that long taint.
you can drop it down to. I think I got as low as
25%
25% for most of my weeks, and she still rose, if you know what I'm saying. So ain't no problems
on
with
the
that.
7th day. Yeah.
But
on wins.
dodge fats.
Yeah,
those are the most caloric macros out there. So if you can keep the fats out, the better. Your calories will be lower.
And obviously goes without saying, no alcohol.
Yeah,
just waste it.
Yeah, don't
drink calories. Yeah, unless it's a smoothie, and even then,
that's still like digest so quick. I can drink a smoothie and be hungry right after it.
Yeah.
So what else we got going on? Any other housekeeping? No party in the gym this month.
No party in the gym, but we did make a donation to
Yep.
CJ's Thumbs Up Foundation, which I just found somewhat recently, but it's basically a local foundation, I believe started in Ashland, so they assist Ashland and Richmond families that have children who have chronic illness. So it's cool to find that.
That's cool.
Donate to that. And so if you have any charity foundation we should check out, direct message us or email us. We definitely would love to donate to them in the future. We plan to do one every month. And yeah, we should be planning the next part in the gym, which will be in July soon. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, much bigger event, cooler stuff planned for that. Still figuring out exact logistics, but that'll be good.
Yeah.
Have something new coming in to the gym, I believe, this week, depending on shipping, if not early next week. We also have some big kind of announcements with the gym overall coming within the next 2 weeks, as far as memberships are required or regarding those things. But anyway,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I feel like we should. Maybe we can do it on the next one. Never mind.
What?
I was going to say offer a little bit more Annie to get people posting about the show, but I want to give something away, but nice. I don't want to commit to it just yet.
Brock says we'll give a free membership.
So keep posted. Make sure you're staying up to date with the shows.
Yeah.
You might.
And you know what? I want to thank everyone if you made it this far. We appreciate everyone who has been listening to the show. Give a thumbs up on YouTube.
I'm consistently blown away at the amount of people that reach out to me and are like, love it. And I always kind of get hard on myself for a lot of things that I feel like, I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times after a show, I'm like, oh, I kind of sucked. And then I feel like it's nice to hear people like respond well though to our content and like what we try to put out. So
and I feel like they get to know us.
Sometimes, and sometimes too, people say like, "Oh, y'all are almost like different characters or something." That like I get to know more week by week. But it is funny just to see because like we've kind of just built this up over time. But it's funny to just see how it's grown and like the kinks we've worked out or just figuring out as we go. And Austin, you posted this on your story the other day, but the first one you ever did, and so it's funny to just see. It's not something we like profit off of. It's just something we do for fun and to kind of like set an intention every week. So it's been really fun to just make it be consistent, like during COVID or like when we were trying to just piece together like work during the shutdown and stuff last year. We still just made an effort every week to get together and keep this something that we take seriously. So
it's funny. It's been a full year, and we started getting like 8-10 views. I feel like a video podcast.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're not just on YouTube, and now we get 60 to 100, which isn't that big, but it's it's something.
Huge compared to what it used to be.
Yeah,
absolutely, and that's just on YouTube. I know a lot of people listen on Apple or Spotify and other places. So
Mark, when we were talking earlier, he was like, "How'd you start it?" And I was like, "I guess COVID really started it off."
It was right before, but
I was like,
Remember
I did
you
one
bought the microphone.
Yeah, and then I just didn't know what else to do with it, so I asked you to come on a couple times, and then next thing you know, we all got together, and it's just boom.
Yeah,
it's definitely evolved. It's been cool to look back at the other ones. They're kind of cringy. Back in my mom's place.
Yeah, I remember too when you started it and you had asked Brock to come join you on one. I remember you asked me and you were like, "Oh, you should come on like one of these days." And
after one podcast, you got sick of just you and me.
Yeah,
but it's best. It's hard to just carry it for two
when it's the three of us too. When it's just when you've been out of town and it's just Brock and I, it's still good, but it almost feels like when it's all three of us, there's never any sort of dead air or anything like that. We always have something to go on.
So
me and Griffin are sweating.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, the timer's ticking. Well, thank you all again, for real. And we'll see you all next week. This is the All or Nothing Show. We are out.